Hello, everybody. This is Grace on a Journey, and you are listening to Angelic Healing Express. This is a place for mature audiences in all seasons in life to grow spiritually and make new friends. We love, we share, we learn, we grow, we laugh, we forgive, we improve, we self-care, we let go of the drama and fly above the drama. I am divine. I am intuitive. I am expression. I am love. I am powerful. I am innovative. And I am safe. Balance is the fruit of the universe. May our minds work together to find mutual understanding. May I see you in your truth and be seen in kind. May our words reveal more than they can obscure. Most of all, may our minds, eyes, and tongues be guided by our hearts and the language far older than words. Well, I'm happy to be back, and I think today will be great. I'm feeling positive about this episode. I'm feeling positive about life, and so should you. We should always be in the energy of gratitude. That is what attracts more to be grateful for. So, I would like to first begin by doing a meditation. This meditation will be helpful for those of you that are on a mission to cut ties, to cut karmic ties. These individuals that were a part of your life but are no longer for your highest good. There are many meditations in relation to this, but this is the one that was brought to my attention to share with you. So especially for those who have individuals in their lives that they want to cut cords with, pay close attention. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Seat yourself comfortably. Visualize roots growing out of the soles of your feet to the ground. These roots strengthen you. Allow your breathing to become easy and natural. Summon Archangel Michael and his angels of light. Align yourself with this energy. Ask Archangel Michael to cut away all binding ties and cords, removing energy implants, and release spirit attachments. Feel a sense of Archangel Michael going through each of your chakras, and working through your aura. Be aware of the process and see or feel the ties being cut or disincarnate entities being taken up to the light by Archangel Michael. To close this healing session, ask Archangel Michael to wrap you in his blue cloak, which will gently heal any holes or gaps within your aura and give protection while the healing process is completed. Now just take a couple more seconds to breathe. Welcome back. I have some affirmations to read for you. What I will do is I will read each line and I will pause for you to repeat it if you choose. in the infinity of life where I am. All is perfect, whole, and complete. I recognize my body as a good friend. Each cell in my body has divine intelligence. I listen to what it tells me. And know that its advice is valid. I am always safe. And divinely protected and guided. I choose to be healthy and free. All is well in my world. I feel refreshed, and I hope that you are sharing this experience. It's important to slow down sometimes and take care of your inner self. And I'm glad we had the opportunity to benefit from these words of affirmation together. And as we speak it, so shall it be. So for today's title, it will be Death is Only a Door. Death is only a door. The goal is to choose the door leading to the light. That's free will. When you've come to the end, whether it is spiritual, mental, physical, all you can do is accept it. Fighting it will not avail to anything. It's as if you give a child a bag of treats And they're enjoying it. And then it finishes. When there's no more, you expect the child at their level of development to understand it's finished. To some capacity. Even if you have to do it with sign language. You show them the bag, you turn the bag upside down, nothing's coming out, there's no more. Or you verbally say it. But you make it understood. And you expect them to understand. That is the same manner that we must consider when experiencing life's ups and downs. You see, death can be positive or negative. Since most people want to hear something good before they hear something bad, death takes part of transformation. Usually there's a catalyst that occurs that lands you to a place of either being fed up, tired, or wanting better. And the good news is you can decide, because we all have birthrights. That includes the right to choose. So as we choose, we look for the door with the leading light. And upon entering that door, not only are we submerged by light, but we are gifted with enlightenment. And once you've been enlightened, there's no way to turn back. Now, there's a message for those of you that are battling with forgiveness. I just received a message. Angel Wisdom is encouraging you to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all and remember that when you are connected to love, there is nowhere your love cannot go. If you are having a difficult time to not only choose to make that decision. But needing the spiritual support to manifest it. Call on the angels of manifestation as they are willing to help you. You see, we tend to have so many other ideas when it comes to manifestations. A lot of you experience just the focus of materialism. But manifestation can also be directed towards healing, towards gaining wisdom, towards gaining patience, experiencing peace and joy. But in all those preferences, quote unquote, we mustn't forget forgiveness. And what I love about my angels is they always share downloads in relation to a timely manner. So given this is the topic that they are bringing to our attention, this message will serve those that find themselves in that situation. I'm receiving another message, so I want to share it with you. Angels are encouraging you to stay calm and centered at this time. Trust in the goodness in yourself and in others. Stay focused on the light. And as you connect, you will create blessings. I like how the messages are always in sync with the topic. It shows that they are really present. They observe what they do. They listen to what they do. They know what we're thinking. They witness our behaviors. And although some of you still don't believe, in time, many things can change. They have a lot to say today because I'm receiving another message. All right. Welcome in divine love. Welcome in divine love. I'm going to say that one more time for somebody that didn't capture it. Welcome in divine love. And allow that divine love to shower you with healing, divine healing from above. You have to believe. But without asking, you don't receive. You see, sometimes we want forgiveness, and sometimes we want to forgive. And sometimes we're experiencing both assignments. So I'm going to pause for a minute and give you some time to consider. Are you looking to forgive? Are you looking to be forgiven? Or are you looking for both assignments? Now, if we look at this from the other aspect, what may be considered the bad news. It can also be physical, mental, and spiritual. Now, for an example, in a physical sense, it could be a divorce where two people that share the habitat and now they're separated. They both live in their own homes, their own environments. Now, if we look at this emotionally, it could mean an acceptance that, okay, there is no use for these feelings that I have if you are still in a situation where you still feel a romantic love for the person, but accepting the death of it would just be the rational thing to do. Now, is it easy? My wise mind would say no, because it is a mixture of my of my emotional thought process and my rational thought process. That balance is what centers me to my wise mind. You learned that in DBT. So it would not benefit you in the rational sense, and it would not benefit you in the emotional sense, because all you're going to do is hurt yourself. The person moved on with their life. They're not thinking about you. They're not giving you a second thought. And so you there disturbing your peace for as long as you want is really wasting your energy. That is not going to bring the person back. That is not going to bring life to what's dead. Right? Now, we already mentioned physical. We mentioned emotional. But when we go to mental, in that perspective, there is a new reality. Once you've experienced divorce. First of all, you no longer identify yourself as being a wife of so-and-so, right? This is what will be brought to your attention every time you fill out paperwork, or, it comes up, right? Even at work, you may want to update some things and bring it back to your maiden name, because you will always have yourself. I don't know how many of you experienced divorce, but I know when I did, I located awards that I obtained during the marriage, and certifications and so forth. And I got them all updated to my maiden name. I'm not going to give my married name the glory. I earned it. And so I celebrate my wholeness. It is a beautiful thing to come back to yourself. Now, I know some of you may say, oh, divorce is not a good thing. What are you talking about? It all depends, all right? It all depends on if you were happy or not. Because some people feel like, well, I don't know what happened. I thought everything was going good. But if you're in a reality where, why in the world are we still connected? Then, yeah, it's a time to celebrate. I would agree with that. Because most people want peace, right? They want to be happy in life. They want to be around people who want them around. especially if you're an empath, you know when someone wants you around and when they don't want you around. You also know when someone likes you or when they don't like you. You know when they throwing shade and when they're not throwing shade. You know when they are purposely trying to antagonize you or not. You pick all of that up. Doesn't mean you speak on every single incident that happens. Who has that energy? But you pick it up, right? And you do what you want with it. You accept it, or you say, you know what? I don't want to deal with this for the rest of my life. And some of us take the approach of going to God with that. I recall there was no one in my circle that I would be willing to open up to when I made that decision. I had to finalize it because I didn't want to hear people say, no, this, no. I had to finalize it. All right. And it took 6 months for me to regain my identity, my sense of wholeness. And this is when I began opening up and sharing with others and so forth. And when I say others, I just mean those in my immediate circle. Those who are divorced also have experienced, okay, you once had a wedding ring, now you remove it, right? And for a little while, it's a different feeling because you remember having it. But you pawned it for some reason or another. The point is, that's a physical ending. That circle is just a symbolism uniting both of you as one. And so if that is no longer the case, then we have to come to reality. Again, I have counseled, I have facilitated support groups, so I know there are a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings and a lot of... I was watching a talk show not too long ago, and without mentioning her name, she's a comedian, and she was sharing, this is what divorce looks like. Because there's another person that's a celebrity that got divorced last year. And every day she was on social media like a fashion model. Like, this is the new and improved me. And everyone was like, wow, divorce looks good on her. And I understand that. Because later on, when she allowed the public in her business selectively, she shared she was taking on the burden of all the bills. He was there for the fame and the ride. And she got tired of that. And this girl had this woman had an image before she married this man. She used to be a actress since a very young age, right? And she is one of those celebrities that people look at, you know, as someone that is quote unquote a good girl, right? So she could have considered that too. I want to keep that image and so forth. But people, there comes a point when you get sick and tired with being sick and tired, people. I'm just trying to tell y'all. You know, if you've never been there, you can't understand. Especially if you're married to someone that knows how to do right by you. But if you feel like you're in a connection, and number one, you don't feel like you have any security, you don't feel like this person protects you, you don't even feel like he cares to listen to what you have to say, he doesn't support you financially, he is not parenting with you, and playing some form of role model for your children and so forth, people, what you holding on to? I just want to know, because I'm willing to learn. But if you don't have anything going for you, why? Meanwhile, there's a world that can make you happy. It's like being in jail. I'm sorry. You know, that's how you know I healed for real. For real. Because they say you know somebody healed when, you know, they can be comedic about it. Like it's not a point where they're crying about it, or, you know, it's like, okay, it's something that happened, and, you know, many people experience it, and then, you know, a new chapter. And what's interesting about this is a lot of times when women are healing, people don't believe them. Oh, she's just fronting for social media. She's still crying. She's still upset. She still wants him back. I have him now, and I'm going to make you jealous. Meanwhile, she on to the next. And that's reality. Like, someone else's trash is always someone else's treasure. That's a rude awakening that some people are experiencing. And so, when you've come to the end, you must accept it. All right? This last name is no longer mine. This ring is no longer mine. These emotions, or the pet names you once had for each other, or, you know, activities you used to do, as far as, you know, restaurants you used to go to or whatever, you know, I took approach to leave all that alone. Because when you are trying to detach from someone, you need to first throw away anything that they gave you, and throw away anything that reminds you of them. I'm not telling you to do what I did. All right? But, child, I burned every picture. I'm not even going to lie to you. I burned every single picture. Now, that doesn't mean I threw away the entire picture, because if there were other people in the picture that I'm still connected to, then most definitely I'm going to cut it in a way where, all right, and then the rest of it can go. You know, some people, it's like, I know you've heard of a civil breakup, right? I'm someone that can do that 100%. For example, I'm no longer in some relationships, but I respect whoever it is and they respect whoever I am. I will not be hearing that the person was sharing intimate matters with people like they are in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, they're lying. At least if you was telling the truth, but meanwhile, they're lying about escapades, you know? Just to be cool, just to look like, yeah, I'm the man. I could do this. It's sad. It's really sad. There are so many other things you could be proud of, right? I regard a real man, like if you break up with someone or you divorce someone, there's certain things you don't need to talk about. You don't need to lie about. And even certain things you do in the bedroom, right? That are very distasteful. Without getting too personal, I'm going to get a little personal. Yo, if you find yourself in a situation, I'm talking to the males, all right? If you find yourself in a situation where you got some issues, whatever the issues may be, but you got some issues that came up. Well, it didn't come up. It just stayed down. Okay, moving on. Please do not hang yourself by blaming it on the woman. Don't do that. Don't do that, because if the woman loves you, for real though, she'll give you some patience. I'm thinking she would. I'm thinking a lot of women would. I'm not saying every, because some women, we're all different. But if they love you, I'm assuming they would give you some time to, whether you go to the doctor, you get on medication and so forth. But that's not a free-for-all where I could just go out there and wild out because you having an issue. There's still a commitment, right? And when you respect yourself, just because you have the title, right? You will not engage in activities that single women are free to engage in because of the fact that it's the principle. You're someone's wife. Now, if you divorce, but you're someone's wife. Right? If you don't want to be in it, then you get out of it. But until then, be a woman. Right? And respect yourself. Now, I know we all have freedom of choice, but I'm just saying, it would benefit you if you did. But certain things you could say to somebody, they never forget it. It's still in their head. You don't realize what damage you could do to someone emotionally. And it takes them to have the willingness to open up. to someone that wants to be around and share their traumas. And sometimes by way of their validation, you heal. Can you heal yourself? That is part of the road to healing. Supplemented with the validation of someone that loves you, respects you, wants to stick around. Right? Now, if you care to heal yourself, because I have to say it that way because I feel like there are too many resources available that one can say, I don't know how. I mean, you have time for everything else, for all the businesses concerning, celebrities or, people in your neighborhood or, So, I don't think it's that difficult to spend some time and research on some things that can allow you to develop yourself or heal yourself. But there are certain frequencies you can listen to for your sacral chakra. There are certain steam baths you can take. Okay? Now, I know someone that does that service, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to someone that does that service, but personally for me, my intuition did not lead me there. And this person asked me at least 5 different times on 5 different occasions. But I couldn't. Something wasn't right. All I did was I prayed about it. And I learned the herbs that are useful for such type of therapies, right? And to be honest with you, I am gifted in that sense in regards to medicine. So I can just speak to you from my point of view. I can't really say if everyone can do it because I'm not everyone. Right? But all I had to do was learn and then read other people's reviews about taking this approach, using this herb. What did they feel? What can you expect? I just decided to get as insightful as I could concerning the matter because I'm important to me. So once I felt versed, right? Listen to the frequencies. And this is not something you do once a day or whatever. This is something that takes as long as it takes. It could take weeks. It could take months. And I do believe in maintenance. So even after you've healed yourself, you should still be experiencing maintenance. Where you have a schedule that I have an appointment for such and such. I mean, you care about to get a bikini wax for the man. What you doing for yourself? It's just a question. Now, other than that, I don't know what rock have you been hiding under if you have not been made aware of yoni eggs. Now, one of the reasons why people use them, right, is because some of them have the energy of protection. I know some people that use those that have the energy of protection. I know some of them that use those that are aligned with self-love. I know some that use those that are in connection with fertility. There's a variety of self-care, ritualistic activities that you can do either to heal yourself or to maintain your wellness, right? And again, I cannot speak from everyone's point of view, so bear with me. Like, I've uncovered some interesting testimonies online, you know, regarding issues. So, whatever your issue is, pray about it. And I'm going to be 100 with you, because that's something you'll get from me. All right? As much as some people appreciate it, some people dislike it as well. I'm going to keep it 100. So even though some people may hesitate, I'm going to take it there. Abstinence. Allow yourself some time to just be yourself. It's an illusion to believe that you will not survive if I don't have someone else right now. It's an illusion. The same way you could breathe and live is the same way you can abstain. It's a choice. It's discipline. And many people who have studied such areas, they do know that healing, when it comes to healing, that abstinence is part of the process. And that could take as long as it has to take. Obviously not forever. When your intuition guides you otherwise, then you know. All this to say that one of the reasons why some people are okay to accept death of a relationship or marriage is because you want a death of those memories as well. Or those of you that have been cheated on, right? And in truth, you've had moments where you felt grossed out, like So he was with this one and that one, and although you were not with them, I'm not speaking for everyone again, all right? But some women, they feel grossed out. This is something that we think is between two people that love each other. Once you invite this person and this person and this person, just as you may accept it and may think it's fine and cool and the way to go, is the same way someone else may have a different opinion and say it's disgusting, it's risky, and it leaves you feeling empty. It's like these are all the reasons you have to heal. Not only, for maintenance and your health and whatnot, but, spiritual ties. Right? I would advise you, those of you that can count, because I know some of y'all can't. Let's be real. That you plan out you could do this in a week, or you could do this once a week. It works. Recall your connections, your past connections, right? And cleanse yourself and heal yourself. When I say cleanse, I also mean steam. I also mean whatever else you incorporate and the frequencies, right? I also want to interject, they also have affirmations you can say. Like it plays for you. You just listen to it. Right? So you utilize that format for each individual, and you make peace that, okay, those ties are cut, or those cords are cut now between me and so and so, and it's the end. You know what I'm saying? I reclaim my body. I reclaim, my energy. I reclaim this and I reclaim that. Reclaim it. And some people go as far as, writing whatever you need to release. If the person hurt you, if the person robbed you, if the person, disappointed you or so forth, you write it down, you burn it up, you throw it in the wind. Goodbye. It gets more difficult when STIs and STDs get in the picture. This is why I highly recommend that you don't risk yourself with risky men. And learn their patterns after they say who they are. That's a lesson I learned. Learn their patterns after they say who they are. Because they could say, I'm just alone. I'm not attached to anybody and stuff. And then they're lying. And you clearly ask, are you? Because I don't have time for that. Like I'm somebody that'll leave you on a dime. So if you know, just let me know. It's okay. I'm not even going to take it personal. And they'll look at you straight in the eye and lie. No attachment. They'll even make up stories like, yeah, I left my last relationship because I was with someone that was bipolar and she was crazy. And I'm quoting him. Okay? His words, not mine. She was crazy, so, you know, and used to stalk me everywhere I go. She knew where I was as long as I had my phone with me and all of this, and I would never go back to her. And I'm definitely make it work for you, with you, because I'm not interested in, you know, the dating scene and whatnot. Another lesson I learned. That I still can't get my mind around. That some women send their men to other women to abuse them financially. Like they're okay with their man sleeping with another woman. Don't care about the risk. Don't care about nothing but bills. I feel like we've reached a point in society where we can't deny help is not needed. Morality appears to be an afterthought. Like people don't even think about morality anymore. They don't think about values. They don't think about, you know, honesty. They just exist like animals, like beasts. And this is why when you find somebody who's at your level with morals and values, cherish that. Because some people are just talk, not action. As you pay attention to their patterns, you recognize the action. Okay, he appeared in that he had the energy of integrity when such and such occurred. Or he's an honest person. He'll give you something off his back if you need it. You know, like things that you observe. Ways that he treats you. Ways that he treats his mom. Ways that he enforces respect between family and his other half. The mistake I made was staying around too long when I realized that I would always come up second when it came to friends or family or a stranger. I remember setting a boundary one time with someone I felt that disrespected me. And this person, quote unquote, who was a husband, don't talk to her like that. I'm not going to sit here and let you talk about my people like that. She's a Jamaican. And I look at this man like, you all right? Like, I'm thinking mentally, like, I didn't even say it, but I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw the woman in shock. Like, y'all together? And you gonna try to interfere and say that you sticking up for me because I'm a Jamaican? Meanwhile, that's your wife? Meanwhile, she set a boundary because I disrespected her? After such experiences, people, it's done. Like, if you're going to disrespect me for a complete stranger. Meanwhile, the only reason the stranger was in the car is because you can't pay bills. So I had to take on another job. Because I'm wearing the pants. And you have the audacity to come up with this Jamaican business. What did that have to do about anything? It's like, this is one reason I'm learning. This is one reason why I don't always believe closure is necessary. And when I say that, I mean between two people having a conversation, because some people, you're not at their level emotionally, right? I'm just going to leave it there and say emotionally. I'm going to be nice. Okay? And refer to it as a emotional IQ. So, if you talk to them in a manner that an adult will conversate, and they talk to you like they in the 6th grade, what solution do you expect? Time is valuable. It's money. It's my energy. And so if I already know that mentally I'm going to say it in a nice way, you don't understand me, then I'd rather just go and be free. That's how I feel about it. Because I can't do that. I can't be with somebody that is not supportive of me or doesn't, keep me feeling secure or defend me, because I'm always the one. Yeah, I'm always the one. You understand? I'm always the one. Come for one of mine. I'm always the one. Confirmation. Like, you're going to hear my mouth. And you're going to understand the boundaries. So, if I'm in that energy, and I'm quote unquote feminine, and you ain't got nothing to say, in that masculine energy, what's the point? Like, if you have a man in the house, it's because he can offer you what men are usually capable of doing. I feel very secure. I feel very protected. I know I'm safe. Those of you, I want to give you some words of advice because I'm trying to save a life. See, I had a cousin, right, who was the protective type. That's all he knew. And he went out with his girlfriend. Someone came at her incorrect. So he got up and he laid down the law. Like, if you come for her again, you get what you get. Till this day, my family believe it was a setup. He got shot. And he died. The lesson that my family learned from this is choose your battles. Don't go and tell your man every little thing about everybody, especially when you know he could break them in half. So, I was taught at a very young age that even though when you grow up and you have an issue, learn to ignore, right? It's not every battle you gotta entertain. You gotta matter for me to entertain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll come and I'll set a boundary, but I gotta know you. You gotta matter. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, then you just talking to the thin air, and that's okay. I'm good. It's just my truth. Like, the only people that matter to me is the people that matter to me. And I'm so for real. Because I could click on mute. Delete, block, uninstall. True story. Learn to use wisdom. If you really love a man, because some of y'all fronting. Let's be real about it. All right? Maybe you like the image that he gives you, or the reputation he has. Or now, I'm not even knocking you. I'm not even knocking you. All right? It's your choice. You could be with someone for whatever you want to be with the person for. As I've shared before, been there, done that. I didn't know how to select. I didn't know what a good man was from a bad man. There was a certain time I didn't know the difference. It took a level of maturity. That doesn't mean I would look at a criminal and say, I don't know if he's good or bad. What I'm saying is certain traits that I was familiar with made me believe that that is a good man just because of those traits. Why? Because my father was like that. I remember a dog bit me, right? As a child. This man told the neighbor straight up that if this dog doesn't find a new home, you won't see him anymore. And he meant what he said. It was gone. I never felt like I was in any danger when it came to protecting me. Doesn't mean he didn't have his other faults. But when it came to protecting me, I never felt like he gonna just sit back and watch me stand up. Like that's not even nah. It doesn't even make sense. With that type of character. And I showed him love because I listened to what my mother said. There was a time when I got older that someone did something very disrespectful to me. I knew if I told my father what this person did, he would go to jail. I knew that. He would go to jail. Yes. He would go to jail. For that, I didn't tell him. Now, see, there's always a good and bad, right? Balance is the fruit of the universe. If your children know that you're going to blow up every single time, and they're not going to even see a trace of self-control, then something may happen to them. And they won't say anything if they're trying to protect you. You want to make your children know, like I'm sure my child knows that he could talk to me about anything. Because if I'm going to blow up, I'm going to tell him first. He'll get a warning. He'll get a warning. Like I always say, you could tell me. Because if you tell me, right, I'm gonna tell you what because Mom, you gotta tell me what you're gonna do. You gotta tell me, because I'm not gonna, I said, you could tell me, right? I want him to be able to tell me whatever it is. Okay? Sometimes it's in relation to what kind of family you came from, because as I'm talking to you, I could see my mother's face coming on the bus that I used to be on when I used to go to school. Like, she didn't feel like we should be walking in the snow. So, because every two steps we would fall down anyway. Some areas were very icy. So we were on the bus, right? And please believe she came every time. When something was said, when someone was threatened, like, this is what I saw. So, like, we model for our children, right? And so this is why I'm the way I am. I'm okay with it. Because just like you deserve respect, I deserve respect. But the reason why I'm winning today, in all truth, is dialectical behavior therapy. I made mention of it earlier. DBT. When you learn emotional control, right? Because you balance it with being rational. And then you go to your wise mind. That's the center of it all. And then you say, you know what? This doesn't really matter. You let it go. You walk away. But I just was being transparent with you, where I'm telling you about the journey of growing. How you used to be as a child should not be who you are as an adult. And this is why some people that have matured, they do not entertain conversation with people that have not matured themselves, because they feel like, if I could have done the work, you could have done the work. Just like you was exposed to something, I was exposed to something. We just choose not to go around and, blame everyone else. Well, my mom didn't do this, or my father did this, or, we learn reparenting is a choice. What you didn't get the best of as a child, you can afford yourself as an adult with connection to your inner child. So, all I was making a point of is those of you, whether you love the man or not, learn to protect our men. And I want to clarify what I mean. There was a time I would say, learn to protect our men. And I was referring to people of my complexion. In all truth. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to get on this episode. And on this podcast altogether. But due to a wake-up call that I experienced, I realized that our quote-unquote men can treat us worse than any other man in any other culture. Right? That woke me up to the point that people are just people. I don't look at black, white, Chinese, Indian, whatever you are, respect. My people didn't respect me. In fact, they tried to kill me. They wanted to sacrifice me because of money. So you see, true story. I used to feel a way when people would make commentary like that. Like, oh, people are people. And, you know, I don't feel that way about certain lives matter. I feel this way about this way. These people lives matter. Every life matters. In fact, sometimes they're your allies. In fact, sometimes they're the police you have to call when after he beat you down. You understand? Or he jumped you with his mistress. It happens. I've heard of things like that. That men go as far as allowing a mistress to beat up their wife in their presence. And they right there. In fact, if she needs someone to block her, he there for that too. So some relationships need to die. I am being shown a vision of some birds in a nest, and I know why I'm being shown that vision. Even birds have more sense. When a woman, a female bird rather, is interested in a male bird. This is something I watched on the Nature Channel. Sometimes they begin to glide or appear as if they're falling to see if the male bird will capture them or save them, push them, or do something for them. They also have nests that they make. And sometimes they push the nest off to see the reaction of the male bird. She wants to see if he could cover her kids. First, she checks for herself. Then she checks for her kids. You see, if birds can have that much sense, you know what I'm saying? With bird brains, mind you. And human beings, some of them don't level up to that. then yeah, we're in trouble. And so usually when we're in trouble, what ends up happening is consequences, right? It's a part of life. We're in school, learning lessons that you should not enter a marriage unless you are ready and willing to be a husband. That means I don't need to hear it about your friends. I don't need to hear it about your family. When we are going through something, it's us, not their opinions, not what they say you should do, not their directives. I can't do that. Because I'm the one that's not going to do anything unless I want to do it. So it doesn't matter. Whatever family member on my side says, you know what, you need to have your husband do that. You shouldn't let him do that anymore. You should do this. You should. I may look at you and not say anything. But I'm still not going to do it unless I want to do it. If I feel it's going to offend him in any way, or it can, bring some type of trouble or tension in the relationship, it's not really necessary, it's something I could overlook, no, I'm not going to bring it up. You go tend to your relationship. And half the time they don't even have one. They want to tell you how to have a relationship. Mind you, they don't have one. In fact, when they can't wait no more, they call an escort. Can we be real? I said, can we be real? Because some of us fronting on these streets like, oh, I'm all of that. You know what I'm saying? But still, you need an escort. Yo! I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I mean, we could do better, people. We could do better. I'm serious. We could all do better. Sometimes you need to sit down and think about what's going on. Not what Susie did or Danny did or Bobby did. What did you do? What are you doing? How old are you? Your kids are watching. This is why I don't get it, especially when you're a parent. Your kids are watching. At what point do you begin to care that they're watching? When they're in relationships of their own? Now, I know y'all heard that confirmation. Consequences come in form of I'm hearing Boyz II Men. Though we came to the end of the road, can't let go. You belong to me. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. That's why there's music therapy. If you need to sing some Boyz II Men, you just sing some Boyz II Men. Right? Confirmation. Until you're tired of singing it. And then you start singing. I ain't sorry. I ain't sorry. Y'all know what's up. So, you have the power to heal yourself. It doesn't matter if death arrives, because it's not something we can avoid. And what I would recommend, because this is what I did, and this is why I survived and healed as well as I did, is when I had a family member in hospice, I joined a support group because I knew when this person died, I was going to break down. Like, I already knew. Like, I wasn't going to kid myself. So I started to build somewhat of a nest to be there for me. Right? Have a list of phone numbers I can call if I need someone to talk to at 3 a.m. Because I can't be calling my friends when they have to be at work. Or they have to be bringing their kids to school at 6 a.m. and stuff. I respect people's schedules. Right? But then there are certain professionals, certain community services that I can contact at those hours, that are very attentive, encouraging, and sometimes even loving. And if you're lucky, you might have a friend or two that says, I won't do this for everyone, but you could call me at any time. I got you. I had a friend like that. Anytime. Until I was okay. Sometimes you have to be that friend that will be available. Because you love the person. So, as we learn to cope with whatever form of death, we should also learn the skills to assist others that are experiencing whatever form of death. This is not the time to ask about the other person every time you see them, Meanwhile, you know they're no longer together. You're not being a friend. I want to make that clear. Because if you're not an umbrella, you don't need to throw shade. People need to learn to stand in their truth. Instead of saying, well, it be like that sometimes, you know. Sometimes you don't know what you had until you lost them. That's being passive, aggressive, or assertive, rather. We all have lessons to learn. So now that you've learned this lesson, I would hope that you would be making better choices. I didn't say you have to be cold with the person. You could still say, I care about you, if you care about them. But that shade, that passiveness is very annoying. If they haven't told you, I'll tell you. It is very annoying. You'll notice the person just begin to avoid you. Because they already know what you're on. Now I'm going on how people can assist and how you can assist yourself. For example, when my divorce occurred and I was still healing myself, I had an uncle that passed away. Right? One of my grandmother's brothers. In all truth, I didn't go to the funeral. I said goodbye to him before he died because we knew he was going to die. And so I made my peace with him. I told him I loved him. But I also knew that was going to be, chances are that would be the last time that I would see him. Because I knew, had I gone to the funeral, I would be getting questions. Where's so-and-so? I wanted to take this opportunity to meet him. I haven't met him before. I know that was going to come up. So I decided to take care of myself. I lit a candle for him. Shared the memories that I remember. Told him I would never forget him. and made peace with him. That doesn't mean you won't get criticism. True story. Had a cousin that called me. You know what? I came all the way from New York to go to that funeral. Meanwhile, you was in town. I just want to tell you, I don't appreciate that. And I responded by saying, I respect your truth. She was entitled to feel the way she felt. But I was entitled to take care of myself. Meanwhile, I'm not ready to disclose anything. So this is not an opportunity to give you a whole story and background about this is what happened, so this is what I had to do, and this is what I was trying to avoid. For what? We grown. I respect your truth. And I guess she was trying to get something out of me, because the next day another cousin texted me and said, I just want to tell you I agree with so and so. I don't appreciate that you didn't come either. And I said, that's good. I'm glad that you guys can vent to each other about it. And I respect that. I always leave it with, I respect that. She had nothing else to say. And I know they're nosy bodies, because I remember I went on social media and was sharing what I uncovered about the deceit and so forth. And think about a week later, was that was that real, or is that like something y'all doing to get attention for some type of brand, or like she went there with, like, she just was creative about it. Like, I just want to know, she could have just said, is this really going on? But she's like, nah, was it like you're trying to introduce something, or, you know, and you're going to clarify what it is later on, and you're trying to get people's attention? I said, no, it's all the truth. Well, why you didn't call me? I could have talked to you. Have you ever heard of the game called telephone? Those of you that grew up some years ago, it's a game when you tell someone something in their ear, and then they tell someone else, like you're all on the line. And then they tell the next person, and they tell the next person, they tell the next person. It never comes out accurate. Meanwhile, when you add liars in the mix, it's upside down. And there are times that we are called to set the record straight. It's not about defending. I don't need to defend myself from anybody. But I honor myself enough to set the record straight. This is what's up. I ain't hiding. Feel how you feel. All right? Because when I experienced that episode of death, I got back up on my own 2 feet. Meanwhile, I didn't have a crutch like a rebound relationship. I didn't have a crutch to just drown my emotions into somebody else. Meanwhile, I haven't healed from the previous person. Because then the new person gets all of that baggage. And things get more complicated than they have to be. I know, I experienced it. Sometimes people get hurt, and then women don't love men for real. They just use men. They just, like when you hear commentary like that, that's telling you that person's broken. We might not make it. When they start telling you, you remind me of so-and-so. So-and-so always used to act like that. So-and-so always used to say that. They haven't healed from the previous relationship. And sometimes it's not even the previous relationship. It's some relationships before the previous relationship, because the previous relationship was so insignificant to them that they talking about someone earlier on. Why? The previous relationships was a rebound. Not really what would satisfy the individual, but sometimes it's just sex. It's nothing emotional. It's just that. And that's why some women get hurt, because they are under the impression if a man has sex with you, that means he loves you, and you just lying to yourself. That does not mean that he loves you. And I'm not even knocking anyone that doesn't even understand how it is to be loved. I didn't always know. I just saw what I saw. And then I saw what I saw on TV. Or in romance books or whatever. You learn what it's like to be loved by a man when a man loves you correctly. So that's how it is. So you respect me? You honor me? Not to say every relationship was a trip through hell. Because it's very likely when you're in relationships, you get compliments and affirmations and whatnot. But there's always that one thing that they could do better. When you are in a relationship with a man and you bring something up and they don't come with, I ain't trying to hear that right now, or nobody can change me, you're not my mama. You know that part? Okay. But they act as if I want to know what it is. So we're on the same page. I want to understand what you're telling me. And then I want to say how I feel about it. And then I want you to tell me you understand how I feel about it. And then we ask each other, what's the best approach we could take regarding this? That means you matter. Your voice matters. Your feelings matter. The relationship matters. Love languages. Get the book. One of the most intelligent things I've heard somebody say is one of the reasons why most relationships don't work is because you don't speak the same love language. Some people think, well, I'm a companion, so that shows I love you. Some people say I love you. Or when you say I love you, I say I love you. Because sometimes they don't voluntarily say it. You have to say it. And then, I love you too. Now you ladies know the immaturity out there. Alright? Again, I'm not saying all men are like that. I'm saying the immature ones are like that. Stop your foolishness. Why would I be with you if I... Why would I marry you if I... Do you know how many women would want to have me? But I selected you. So that should be suffice, quote unquote, because you were selected, right? That should be suffice. So you don't need to hear I love you at all, because he selected you. And that's real love. For who? You know, the only time a woman, again, I gotta repeat, I understand we're all different. I'll just say a lot of women. It's okay that you're not really into them. It's because they're not really into you. You just in a dream. A lot of you are just in a dream. You think this woman thinks you're the best thing since sliced bread. Meanwhile, she's saying, I'm so sick and tired. When? You know, when you stay in a relationship because you don't want to be immature, so you want to give it your all and be responsible and be in integrity and so forth. And sometimes we don't want to fail either. We regard the ending of a relationship as failure. So whatever your issues are, sometimes you stay a little longer. Mine was embarrassment, because enough people told me don't do it. And they gave me reasons. Don't do it. But I allowed myself to listen to what I wanted to hear. That's where a lot of us get caught up. You allow yourself to listen to what you want to hear. No, I'm not like that. Yes, I'll do that. No, I'm always like that. That intuition, though, is saying, you can't blame me. I gave you that feeling that time. Remember that? Sometimes it's not even embarrassment from the person's family because you don't know them. But your own family who warned you, don't do it. And here you are. And my advice in regards to that, don't let embarrassment make you stay longer than you want to. I'm not saying divorce the person the same day just because you realize, oh my God, I made a big mistake. Because some people have the audacity to bring you into shock right after you say I do. Oh, I really don't have a business. I really, but I'm going to get a job and I'm just going to wait till I could get some money. And besides, we're married. Till death do us part. Yo, the most comical one. A man tells a woman, I don't love you. I'm growing to love you. Mind you, you said it enough times before you were married. When that's brought to his attention, he says, don't you know men say what they have to say to get what they want? Let that marinate for a minute. And tell me if you can make sense out of nonsense. I want to see what skills you have. This is what I mean about maturity level. Emotional intelligence. It's a thing. Right? I like to give. So I like to receive as well. It's natural. Men give. Woman receives. The type of respect that you expect in a relationship comes when you're living up to your expectations. Regardless if she pretends in front of you or not. Yeah, I respect you and all that. Trust and believe. She telling somebody else, well, he pays the bills, so I ain't worried about all that. I'm just telling you the truth. You get what you give. A woman doesn't stay with you because it's like you could treat her any kind of way, and no, they getting something out of it. If you treat them like trash and they stay, they getting something out of it. And half of the time, they getting themselves together, and then one day, her clothes ain't in the closet. That really happens, yo. I know someone that did that. That really happens. Women be like, listen, I argued enough during that marriage, and I'm not going to argue on my way out. I already moved my money from this account to that account. Obviously a different bank. And I already have an apartment over there, most likely out of the state. Especially when you don't got kids with the person. Like, see, when you have kids, it's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to consider some things, because it could get real. You could be a parent and be charged with kidnapping. A parent. A biological parent. If you don't know the law, get to know the law. Because when you're separated, Unless you have shared custody, one person has custody. So an agreement must be made. Yes, you could take so-and-so out of the country. Or no, you can't. We could talk about this forever. But we're adults, and part of adulting means maturing. So when in such dramatic situations in life, consider everyone's perspective, even the side chick. I'm gonna help you understand, because some of you might be like, what? Yeah, I know. But even the side chick. Did she know you existed? That's what really matters. Not that you would ask her. I surely didn't ask anybody. I didn't even ask him why he didn't stay around. Answered prayers. It was just amen, hallelujah. Okay, there was some crying. There was some crying. See, I'm being 100. There was some crying. There was some crying due to the deceit, the disappointment. And believe it or not in relation to him, in relation to everyone in that circle that I was familiar with, including him. It wasn't just him. It was the realization that I was in a lion. I keep saying that. I was in a den of lions. Oh my God. I just heard why I said I was in a lion. I was protected by the lion, the almighty lion. And this is why all the attempts that were made to take me out were not successful. There were many. More than all your fingers and all your toes. Please believe. Every day, every hour. Every day in the moon cycle. They don't even wait for full moon. Every day. They don't even know that I know. Let's just say, I know. That you're about to get something in form of a spiritual delivery. I told you I'm not going to hide it. I don't play about back to senders. Yeah, I know that it didn't really affect me. I just was notified. But you're going to feel it because you need some medicine. So you could get right, because something ain't right. So every time it's sent, like I know. I'm not even going to say which spells I know, even though I know. Because of the IQ levels. But I know you sleep with your lights on. I know you're scared. I know you hear noises. Things falling down. Right? See, when you send certain things my way, we don't accept it at this address. We even give you the courtesy of gift wrapping it. Okay? It's for your own good. Until you learn, you will continue. So, let's play school. You be the student, I be the teacher. Right? It's just another class you're taking. As you're in attendance right now. Knowing every perspective allows you to see the bigger picture. Because if you are not informed, on the bigger picture, you're going to have to repeat that cycle. Either with the same crew or a different crew. Just different bodies, same scenario. And so since I don't want to repeat none of that, I make sure I check every person's perspective. Who, what they did, why they did it, how they did it, what purpose did it serve. What purpose did it serve is usually in relation to if offered an opportunity for you to learn a lesson, it offered an opportunity for those in awareness to learn a lesson. And to be honest, sometimes it made you stronger. Now, again, death is only a door. So choose the door leading to light. One of the ways you can do that is doing your best to make things right. After close to 6 years of abuse, and I'm sorry would never cut it. And clearly, my ancestors would never accept it. Y'all already know my angelic family is handling it. You have to see the other person's perspective. They were emotionally abused. They were stolen from. They were ridiculed. They experienced defamation of character. And used as a lab rat to experience spells, including death spells, for entertainment purposes, and so you can write a book. Yeah, I know about the entertainment purposes. I know about the money you collected for entertainment purposes. I also know about the book. Right? So torturing someone is entertainment. In somebody that has a high emotional IQ, right? Could there be some deficiency somewhere? That's the moment of truth. Because you could ask a kindergartner if it would be okay to hurt someone just to make people laugh at 5. They would say no. What you looking like? But you're smarter than me, right? Oh, child. I don't know about y'all. Every spell work that you could do, every disease that you could send, every hardship, every chaos, every blockage, everything, I was targeted by covens, plural. I was targeted by spiritual practitioners, voodoo priests, some of the names I don't even recall because they come from different cultures. But they went to several countries. I've even seen my picture in dreams, in shrines. The animals that were sacrificed in order for me to die. But I'm laughing, cracking jokes. You know why? Because God said so. God wanted to allow them to go as far as they wanted to take you. Because he wanted them to recognize that your spirit of grandeur, when it comes to being God, is just psychosis. It's not the first time I told you, no, you can't. How many years I've been saying, no, you can't. But you keep trying and you keep crying. Am I lying? I said you keep trying and you keep crying. And the audience knows I'm not lying. There's always someone bigger than you. Someone that could regulate you. And stare in your face and say, I told you. What you gonna do? Anyways, they say the higher somebody is the lower they fall. The harder they fall. I remember getting a message that something about not even God is bigger than me. Something stupid like that. I knew straight up that's a manic episode right there. Because something ain't right. Not even God the Almighty God. I gotta recharge my memory to even remember your name. So what gives you that level of importance? I'm just asking, you know what I'm saying? Inquiring minds want to know, right? I was the right one. Because you saw me and you thought, that's an easy target, right? First, she's black. So she can't fight back. She doesn't have the resources to fight back. Right? You know that stigma, right? And she goes to church. So she don't know nothing about this life. So we got that. Right? And it's all of us against an army of her alone. You already know. Is that Goliath on the ground? Let me put my glasses on. By golly, it is. Look at those big feet. I got nothing but love for y'all. But it is what it is, y'all. I mean, it's not fun getting targeted. I'm not going to lie and tell you it's fun. I'm not going to tell you that I want to stay connected with the wannabes and the shoulda-bees. But you have to be who you were called to be. And I keep getting reminded by my angelic family that you are a powerful being. Embrace your power. So I'm doing that one day at a time. As I share my stories, as I give you some laughter, as we learn together, and certainly heal together. Confirmation. Now I'm going to quickly breeze through the spread that I have because it's pretty straightforward. What's up? Like the first card. Faith. So at that moment, faith, my faith protected me, right? And some of you guys can relate. Your faith protected you from a spouse that was unfaithful, that went to these streets and picked up contamination. that you could have been exposed to. That was supposed to be the death of you. But God said, not you. I got plans for you. We got big things to do. So in truth, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Death is only a door. So I transform and stand in my power. Miracles. Now these miracles led to clouds, you know. The haters, you know how they feel. There's a family that wanted to travel and leave me behind. There was a crusader. Those of you that associate that with religion, I know a lot of you do. It is not only in relation to religion. It just means somebody that's looking to make a change, whether it's in politics or any other sector. So there was a crusade going on, like, let's hate on grace. Let's act like high school. Let's be the mean girls. And the wannabes. Oops. Next card is the coward. Yeah, there was a coward in your circle. Doesn't protect anyone. Afraid of everything. Right? The wanderer. Regret. I see one man pushing another man out of the way. But where he's pushing him is red. So that's telling me he wanted to stay. But the man is saying, but nobody wants to play. So you need to go your way. Next card is blessing. Sneaky. The return. And it was two sneaky individuals. They want you to return because they're not done with writing their book. You see, in order for them to reach the celebrity status that they sacrificed you for, they would have to kill you. So you would have to reconnect with them, and they continue their witchcraft, because then they would have a point of contact, and you would die, and then they would be famous and rich. Right? The Crusader is the one that made that decision. The coward. Obsessive love. The presence. The obsessive love can only be a result of the God in me, because it was never me. Blood sacrifice. Faith healer. Confront the things that scare you the most. The word I heard after I read that was yes. Admitting yes. I did sacrifice you. I did want you to die. Everything we experienced was a lie. Some brothers, you just got to shake your head to. Servant. They wanted to make someone a servant because they had back-to-back pregnancies. Now they have a tower. Because of a separation, disappointment, disaster of some sort. Betrayal. They experience what they gave you. Now, earlier it was brought to my attention that I need to share this with the fellow travelers, that those that are in the boat, well, the man was under a spell. The man was under a spell. Okay, the woman was under a spell. The woman was under a spell. This is why she endured close to 6 years of abuse. Do you follow? Spell or not, I got dealt my karma, because I did not belong with someone that was not equally yoked. I got his karma because I was connected to him. In the same way, if somebody put him under a spell, he is getting her karma. I'm hearing their karma because he was connected to them. Mirroring. Read about it. Everyone is in school. We just learn at different paces. And some courses are more intensive than another because some people just don't get it. So they need to go through what they got to go through until they understand too. Funny enough, the next card is divine timing. They understand at divine timing. Now, all of a sudden, they have ideas and inspiration. Now they want to believe that they're experiencing spiritual growth. They're receiving ancestral karma. They feel upside down. Dark magic, possessed. That's the result of the back descenders. Thirst. Mystic. They want to understand the secrets and wonders. Replace greed by cultivating discrimination. You should be able to discriminate, have enough sense. So you can replace that common sense for greed. You need to cultivate your mind. But since we're short on time, I want to encourage you to give back. Raise the vibration and spread the pioneering movement. Share these episodes with open-minded loved ones. Together we will expand our territory to progress, not perfection. One choice at a time. Visit my YouTube channel at Grace on a Journey with Angelic Healing Express for service inquiries, to show love or kind words. graceonajourney@gmail.com. As you give love, you attract love. $MS Grace on a Journey. I am a soul. I am not this face, these features. I am not made up of matter. This body is not me, but my instrument. I am a spiritual being, having the form of light. This form thinks, feels, and decides. I concentrate on this one thought. I am peaceful, loving, and a happy being. I experience deep, powerful peace. I am in total peace. Live by grace. Ciao, family.